welcome to this special show of Left, Right and Centre, coming to you live from Chennai's Marina Beach. That's become the focal centre, the epicenter really of the Jallikattu uprising, as people are calling it here. The numbers through the day have just been swelling and people are refusing to leave this place till such time that they do not hear from the authorities about Jallikattu being allowed. They want documentary evidence for that. Through the day, we have been tracking the developments on the ground and we bring you this report about how this apolitical, leaderless organization of people is carrying this protest forward in the most unprecedented manner.
Over 60 hours of spontaneous, largely peaceful protests for Jallikattu at Chennai's Marina Beach, where thousands of students and young people have been parked since Tuesday evening. What began as a gathering of about 50 protesters at Chennai's famous beachfront has swelled to over 15,000, the police estimate, and that crowd seems to be swelling, many joining the protest in response to appeals on social media and WhatsApp.
We all connected through WhatsApp and Facebook. So when we see in the media that people in US, Australia, Singapore, all are protesting against this, and I'm sure I just can't sit at home.
With schools and colleges in Chennai closed, students are flocking to the protest site. Those gathered are refusing to leave the beachfront till the 3-year-old ban on Jallikattu is lifted. Auto rickshaws, taxis and private buses will be off the roads tomorrow in response to appeals by the protesters who are asking the men in khaki to wear black ribbons. There are no leaders at the Chennai protest. Anyone is free to speak out for the cause of Jallikattu.
You are actually not allowing political leaders to come in.
No, because politicians, what they are doing, they've been doing it. We don't want to comment on that. This is student power. This is basically the student power. The students are actually not trying to tell us something.
The peaceful agitation has drawn the support of top film stars, singers, artists and cricketers from the state. The Madras High Court Advocates Association has announced a boycott of the courts tomorrow in support. Politicians have been kept out. The DMK's M.K. Stalin and others were asked to leave.
Is your anger or disappointment towards the centre, towards the state, towards who?
It's all. This is not a single girl. This is not a person's anger. This is a person, each and everyone born in Tamil Nadu.
This is the new identity of the Tamil, and Jallikattu has become the symbol of that identity. That's why this has become a fashion statement on Marina Beach here. Third consecutive night that thousands of people are going to spend on Marina Beach, and the authorities will have to come up with a way to resolve this issue sooner rather than later. In Chennai with camera person Sukumar and Edwin, Uma Sudhir, NDTV.
Protests against the Jallikattu ban by students outside Tamil Nadu House in Delhi. This was where Chief Minister Pannir Selvam spent the night.
Whatever may happen, we will not let down. We'll protest until we get until we get a positive result for Jallikattu.
Forced by the huge protests in his state, the Chief Minister met the Prime Minister. But the centre ruled out an ordinance, saying the case is in the Supreme Court. However, it would support steps taken by the state government. The Chief Minister, however, is optimistic.
தேவையான நடவடிக்கைகளை மத்திய அரசுடன் இணைந்து உடனடியாக எடுப்போம் என தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன்.
But as he hopes for some positive movement, his big concern, the swell of protesters in Chennai.
Why can't our central government now pass an ordinance to conduct Jallikattu? Why they are betraying the Tamils for the state second time action?
They show no signs of backing down. They strictly want an ordinance or some kind of relief from the present crisis.
As the crowds surge, many are advocating a compromise.
Jallikattu happens with all rules and regulations. That is the biggest gift that the government could give back to the youngsters.
But for now, no one is listening. This morning, a PMK MP protesting for Jallikattu was detained by the police as he tried to stage a dharna outside Prime Minister's home.
I not understand why when it comes to Tamil Nadu issues, the central government fails to take a strong stand.
The Chief Minister was to leave for Chennai this evening, but his overnight stay raises doubts. Sources say he is meeting experts to find out whether the state can do something legally to bring back Jallikattu. With Sam Daniel in Chennai, this is Arunachalam Vaidyanathan, NDTV.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi's tweets that he stands by the people of Tamil Nadu, that he respects their sentiments about Jallikattu, those are welcome, but certainly they have not satisfied the people here. Chief Minister Pannirselvam has said that he will give a good decision on the Jallikattu issue because the centre has promised to back him on it as well. Chief Minister continues to stay in Delhi. What are the options before the centre and the state government to be able to resolve this issue, because thousands of people continue to stay on Marina Beach for the third night now and they are not looking in any mood to relent on this particular issue. Joining us on this discussion is former Supreme Court Judge Justice M. Karju. We are also joined, in fact, by PETA representative on this particular issue, and also Mr. Karthik, who is in fact representative of the Tamils in London. All of them will be joining us live. First, coming to you, Mr. Karju, you have of course also been Chief Justice of Tamil Nadu and therefore do understand the emotions and the sentiments behind Jallikattu. You have also in fact spoken in public to said that an ordinance should be brought about and the President should issue such an ordinance. Now, at this stage when the centre has ruled out an ordinance, what do you see the way forward, sir?
See, I want to first talk on the cultural aspect, then I will come to the legal aspect. The cultural aspect is that India is a country of great diversity. So, if we want to remain a united nation, we must respect the sentiments and culture and traditions of peoples of different parts of India, including Tamil Nadu. This Jallikattu is a very ancient sport in Tamil Nadu. We have references to it even in the Sangam literature written 2000 years ago. So, the Tamilian people are rightly very passionately fond of it, and from the cultural point of view it should certainly be permitted, but excessive cruelty should not be done to the bull, like pouring chili into its eyes or poking it with a spear or cutting off its tail or pouring alcohol in its mouth. Otherwise there is no reason why Jallikattu should not be permitted. It is a part of the culture of Tamil Nadu. Now coming to the legal aspect, see, I understand today the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu met the Prime Minister and Prime Minister said that the matter is sub judice, so he cannot pass the ordinance. Now I wish to say two things. Firstly, just because the matter is sub judice, that does not mean that the law cannot be changed. I can give you so many instances where laws were changed during the pendency of a litigation. For instance, in Mrs. Indira Gandhi's case, when she was found guilty of election malpractice by the Allahabad High Court, an appeal was pending in the Supreme Court. During the pendency of appeal in the Supreme Court, the Representation of People's Act was changed and even the Constitution was amended. Then just after the Constitution was made, Zamindari Abolition Acts were made and they were challenged in High Court and appeal went to Supreme Court. During pendency of appeal in the Supreme Court, the Constitution was amended, Article 31A was and schedule and the 9th schedule was inserted. So even the Constitution could be amended during pendency of a case. So this is not correct that law cannot be changed by an ordinance or by an act during a pendency of a litigation and just because it is sub judice. Secondly, let me just complete. Secondly, even the
yes, sir.
Let me just complete. I beg of you to let me complete. Even the state government can do it. You see, I've got the Constitution in front of me. Now Schedule 2, which relates to the state, power of the state legislature. It talks of sports, entertainment and amusements. So Jallikattu is certainly a sport. So Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu can advise the governor to immediately issue an ordinance permitting Jallikattu but prohibiting excessive cruelty to the bull. That is in the power of state also. So we need not bother about the centre. Please see item 33 in the list 2 of the 7th schedule of the Constitution. I have got it right in front of me. Entry 33 in list 2, that is the state list. So even the governor of the state, on the recommendation of Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, can permit Jallikattu subject to this restriction that excessive cruelty should not be done to the bull. So therefore the law.
Yes, Justice Katu,
the
you
law
are
should be
telling us that
changed
both the
Jallikattu
centre
should
and
be
the state
permitted.
government, in fact, can go ahead and actually change the law to be able to allow Jallikattu. You are telling us that the government, there is precedence, in fact, for the centre to bring in an ordinance even at this stage. And you are also telling us that because sports is in fact in the state list, the Attorney General also made a reference to this, that the state government can actually bring in an ordinance treating it as a sport and bringing in reasonable restrictions as far as cruelty is concerned. We are also joined, in fact, by Dr. Manilal Valiyate, who is Director of Veterinary Affairs of PETA India, and we are also joined by Apsara Reddy, member of the AIADMK. First, Dr. Manilal, the anger against your organization has been huge in Tamil Nadu. If they are on the one hand asking for Jallikattu and on the other hand they are asking for, the anger has been directed at PETA as though that is really the villain of the piece and not the law of the land itself. If a way is seen around this, what will your legal options really be?
See, about PETA, I would say PETA is not a lawmaking body. It's a law-abiding body. And I think, there are a lot of misunderstanding and the information haven't reached the people who are protesting against the entire ban. If you look at the entire history of litigation, it was a father who lost his son who filed a case in the Madras High Court in 2006 and against which the Madras High Court gave an order to ban Jallikattu, and it was Animal Welfare Board of India, the statutory body under the central government, who went to the Supreme Court in 2007 with a special leave petition. PETA came very late in the picture, and in 2007 when the board filed that petition, they filed a report also, and that report very clearly said Jallikattu is cruel. The cruelty is inherent. Just like we support women rights, just like we support child rights, and if you, the people who protest understand that torture is not just physical, even threatening and abusing people is also a torture. It's cruelty. None of us want anybody calling us and abusing us, which is happening now. I'm
Dr.
receiving
Manilal,
calls every day.
People here would not agree that it is in fact cruelty. They say this is an embrace that they are having of the bull, and they would not even like to call it the taming of the bull. They say this is the traditional embrace of the bull. I'm actually going to go across to Karthik, who is joining us from London through Skype. Karthik, all the protesters here talk about the fact that Tamils across the world are in fact standing up for this issue of Jallikattu. As Dr. Manilal was pointing out, the reason the Supreme Court banned this was because the Supreme Court saw this as cruelty. As someone who lives in London and has espoused the Tamil cause in the form of this Jallikattu issue, how do you see this going forward? Because obviously animal rights is something that the centre has regulated on. We have a law of the land that says prevention of cruelty to animals is a law of the land, and that's what the Supreme Court in a sense has upheld through this ban on Jallikattu.
Thank you for letting me join this panel. And even though I'm from London at the moment, basically I'm from Tamil Nadu, and my heart still is in Tamil Nadu. And where the international Tamil community comes from on this issue is that they're very clear about what's happening there. And they can see the students and the youngsters who are protesting at the moment. They joined for this Jallikattu issue, but when they joined for the demonstration for the Jallikattu, as per the ban on Jallikattu by the Supreme Court of India, they sat together and there was no distraction for them. So they sat together and found out it wasn't just Jallikattu issue that was the problem. So that is why the protest has grown. There are numerous people coming in, sitting down, and that is how the international community gets to know about this. And I also thank you to letting me say my views, at least at this time, because I would sincerely, as a Tamilian, will start any movement, even a cricket match on the third day, because that is when the North Indian media will come into Tamil Nadu to showcase what's happening. Because even with the Tamil media in Tamil Nadu, there was only one channel which was sending the images all over, and that has sparked lots of protests in London, all over the world. There are
yes, Mr. Karthik. In fact, we have had voices from across the world, Tamils from Singapore, Tamils from London, Tamils from Melbourne, also in fact tweeting in their pictures, sending in videos saying that they are standing for this Jallikattu issue. But what is unique about this particular protest has been that political parties have been kept outside this entire protest arena itself. Even though film stars have been allowed in, they have been allowed to come and address the crowds when they identify themselves not as really celebrities but as Tamils. I'm also joined by Apsara from our studio in Chennai. Apsara, for your party, this is really the biggest challenge now. Your party workers cannot really openly participate in the protest that's been spearheaded by the students and the civil society of Chennai and the rest of Tamil Nadu. Right now, what is your party's own stand going to be, and will there be a dialogue that you will initiate? Because obviously the mood of the people here is they do not want any political leader to come and address them.
Uma, the AIDMK government and the leadership is very decisive in bringing justice to the people of Tamil Nadu. We've continued to stand by the people of Tamil Nadu over the many decades on many issues concerning the Tamil people. But you must understand the limitations of the state government when it comes to lobbying the central government or the Supreme Court. We can only do our bit to lobby and fight for the rights of our people and also impeccably maintain law and order in our state. And you must understand that when demonetization happened, when Modi imposed demonetization on India, what could the states do? There's only so much we can do. So our Chief Minister, our party's General Secretary are constantly in consultation with legal authorities, with people within the government to do the best we can to lobby the BJP government at the center, and of course also the Supreme Court. We will be doing our best to bring justice to Tamil people. But I also want to counter what the animal welfare activist said, that there's a lot of cruelty in the state of Tamil Nadu when Jallikattu is conducted. I'd like to remind him that the sport has been very well regulated under the AIDMK government over the years, and there has been no such cruelty after the AIDMK government took over whenever Jallikattu was conducted, and that's why we're fighting for the rights of our Tamil people to continue with that tradition.
Yes, Apsara. Justice Kaju, you had a point to make on the comments being made. Yes, sir.
Yes, this gentleman representing ADMK said that the state government cannot do anything. And he said that they have consulted legal experts. Have they seen entry 33 of list 2 of the 7th schedule to the constitution, which says that sports, entertainment, in entry 33 of the state list, you can make an ordinance. The Chief Minister can advise the Governor to make an ordinance. You need not go to the Prime Minister. So the gentleman representing ADMK has not seen the law. He has not read entry 33, and in the legal expert your party has consulted.
It has to go to the President.
Entry 33 of list 2.
We are also in fact joined by
you can go to the Governor, please.
Who is with the Society for the Prevention.
I've got 1 minute. Let me complete. Entry 33 of list 2 of the 7th schedule. It is the Governor.
What is the name of the anchor?
Sports and entertainment is with the state government. Entry 33. Please see entry 33 of list 2 of the 7th schedule to the constitution. Problem is you and your legal experts have not even read the constitution.
Who is from the Society for the Prevention of Endangered Animals?
I need to come in here.
You have heard about this debate. Yes, please, sir. Yes, please, go ahead.
I need to come in over here.
Yes, please, go ahead.
Okay, now 1 minute. The legal advice that has been sought by the centre is airtight and foolproof. Justice Karju is absolutely incorrect in saying that right now a bill or an ordinance can be brought in.
Constitution in front of me. What are you talking? I've got the entry 33 list. I've got the constitution in front of me.
What are you talking? You are Justice Karju. Justice Karju, you are inciting people into disobedience of the Supreme Court. May I remind you that you have apologized to the Supreme Court earlier as well.
You are talking
and
nonsense.
You are again coming to a point where you are inciting people
please don't
into
make personal
disobedience
comments.
of the Supreme Court.
Please, you are insulting me. Please restrain yourself.
What are
Please
you
restrain yourself.
saying
No,
nonsense?
please don't talk. You are talking nonsense.
Every citizen of
course.
India,
Why are you making personal attacks?
has to not only abide by
I am
the
not saying
law
that
set by the
judgment is
Supreme
not
Court,
binding.
but
Of course,
also
but the law
not
can be
only
changed.
abide,
But the law
but
can be changed.
also act
What are you
in
talking?
aid of
I'm
the
saying the law
Supreme
can be
Court.
changed.
Have you read that?
By an
Have you
ordinance,
read
the law
that?
can be
You
changed.
have to even act
Yes,
in
I've read it,
aid.
but the law
You
can be
also
changed.
have to act
Gauri and Justice Kaju, can we
you
please?
also have to act in aid of the
can
Supreme
the law
Court,
not be
which you
changed?
are not doing. A lot of incitement
And the law
is
cannot be
happening
changed.
over here
And the law cannot be,
against the
according to
Supreme
you, the law
Court.
can
That
never
should
be
not
changed.
be done.
What
It's
nonsense are you talking?
anti-national.
Gauri, I also need to go to the protesters here who are getting quite restless in fact, and they believe that they have
This is
a...
ethically and constitutionally not the right time, which is the advice given to
Justice
the
Kaju
centre.
and Gauri, I would need to interrupt you here
Right now,
and go across
there is
also to the
just an
protesters here on the
incitement
ground in
politics
fact
that is happening.
who are wanting to come in on this issue. This protest that you're talking about, you're going to take it forward despite the ordinance not coming through is what we are thinking about right now. The Prime Minister has said no ordinance. Are you hopeful that the Chief Minister will be able to make an announcement? Tomorrow you have film stars protesting. You have Mr. Ajit, Mr. Rajni also coming and joining your protest here.
Very thing we are clear right now about the film stars. We are not being dependent on the film stars. We are not done that. We are not based on the media or the film star, and we are not protesting over here, ma'am. Right now it is 10 o'clock. I am over here. Still we are getting a calls from them. Still we are fighting. See, ordinance.
You are also going to stay here the night?
Yeah, till the justice we will be staying here.
No, actually ordinance is being done for the need. Why can't it has been done for the Jallikattu?
Several of these people, in fact, have the same opinion that if the rules could be bent for in other cases, it can be done in the case of. Yes, please.
We are requesting. Actually, we are not protecting any governments. We don't have any enmity between the governments. We are just requesting from all the people of India. We are just requesting here to please. You have to see our feelings over here. Please, the ordinance being possible for all those things being, you have to save all these hearts over here.
Yes.
Each and every soul is please.
Last comments. In fact, we are coming towards the end of the program. Justice Kaju, what is developing here on Marina Beach is something that can turn into a law and order situation. One is the legal aspect of trying to work on an ordinance, whether it is brought in by the centre or by the state. What else would you advise the state government how to initiate dialogue with the protesters here on Marina Beach?
See, let me tell you firstly that these animal activists should not go to extremes. A balance has to be struck. An animal is not on the same footing as a human being. Secondly, see, when we do fishing, for example, we take the fish out of water and it is
Please
gasping because it can't breathe in air.
Please tell
is
the
that
Supreme
not true?
Court. Please tell the Supreme Court.
Please let me talk, for God's sake. For God's sake, let me talk, madam. This is not proper.
Last comment, sir.
See, so should fishing be banned? Should fishing be banned because there's cruelty to the fish? When we cut a goat, Muslims have halal meat.
I'll ask you to react to that and also your final comments.
Madam, I'm not talking of disobedience to Supreme Court.
That they want their sentiments and their emotions to be respected on the issue of Jallikattu. Last comments to Gauri as well.
No, and the law can be changed. You see, the Supreme Court judgment I'm not challenging.
Bullock fighting, buffalo
Madam,
fighting in
I'm
Assam. Their sentiments, nothing happened. The judiciary has only banned animal sacrifice in many states. No customs were flouted. No sentiments. Here, a politics came into play. And unlike all other states which are upholding the law, here this one state has turned.
You will not listen. You don't know anything, and you are talking nonsense on and on. See, the Supreme Court judgment I am not challenging.
In this very
Supreme
year,
Court judgment
what are
was
you
given
saying? Nonsense. You're talking nonsense. I am making a comparison with other states. Justice Kaju, I am making a simple comparison of this very year. In 2017, Assam banned buffalo fighting. Why was their sentiments not
regulated Jallikattu under stringent law? Supreme Court from 2008 to 2014 allowed to conduct Jallikattu under stringent law. I think no other regulation could be as strong as what the Supreme Court imposed. And still, during that period, inspections were done by the Animal Welfare Board of India. And I said, cruelty is inherent. Without instigating pain, fear, you cannot force a living being to run or react to an adverse situation. That is the natural law. That is the basic behavioral science. It's just like human beings. If you can be threatened in a situation, it is not embracing. People jumping on you, climbing onto you, these are all embracing. These are all unacceptable physical moves one makes. That is exactly. So what the question here is, whose reality counts here? The animal's reality counts. And who counts the reality? Is the human beings. We should be respectful to each other, at the same time respectful to all the living beings.
Apsara, your last comments. Obviously, every political party has been blaming each other, but the IIDMK, AIADMK certainly has a very, very difficult challenge ahead.
The AIDMK government doesn't want to politicize this event. I think all parties must come together and lobby for the Tamil pride and Tamil culture and retain the cultural ethos of our rural communities and our farming communities. The AIDMK government is very committed to making sure that Jallikattu happens in a safe and regulated environment, and we will continue to lobby the central government and the Supreme Court.
Why don't you issue an ordinance? NT 33 of this too. NT 33 of this too is there. The state government can issue an ordinance. You don't need to go to the
in
centre.
The form of an ordinance, he does.
You
does
haven't
want
even
an
seen
ordinance to be
NT
brought
33.
about, and that's
What
precisely
problem is
what
none of these
the
people
people
have seen
here
NT
would also
33.
want. They want an amendment of the prevention of. The last word to you.
Dear national media, don't call it as a Tamilan issue. We proudly call APJ Abdul Kalam, Ashwin, Anand as great Indians.
And also,
it's an Indian issue. It's an age-old sport. It's an Indus civilization sport. Please do call it. It's an Indian issue.
So this is an Indian issue. This is a Tamil issue of Tamil pride as well. Thank you so much, Dr. Justice Karju, Gauri, Dr. Manilal, Apsara, and also Karthik joining us from London. That's it then on this special show of Left, Right and Centre. We'll keep coming back to you from Marina Beach, bringing you the updates of what's happening with the protesters and how they are taking all this forward.